Welcome back to week 5. This is our Hinge workout for this week. So today we're going to need bands, dumbbells, and a chair today. So we will be working upright, seated, and on the ground. Please make sure to have that water nearby and that we've got about 3 to 5 feet of obstacle-free space around us. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get warmed up, reaching right on up. Exhale, drop it down. One more time, reach right on up. Exhale, drop it down. Last time, reaching right on up. Exhale, drop it down. Reaching those hands out. Nice big swings across our body. Setting that intention for today. Shaking out any leftover lactic acid from previous workouts. Bringing those hands to our sides. Right arm first. Some arm circles. Switching directions. All right, bring you back to center, switching sides, left hand. Great, big arm circles. Drawing those circles on the wall behind us. Switching directions. Bring those hands together one more time. We're going to really reach up and over. We will be doing some deadlifting type movements, so making sure those lats are nice and loose and waked up. Nice and loose and woken up. There we go. Dropping those hands down. Let's go ahead and draw those circles. We're doing lots of hinging today, so we really want to make sure those hips, they're alive, looking alive. Switching directions. Perfect. Let's go ahead. Hip openers, starting with the right. Perfect. Awesome. Switching sides. Back up and over. Going ahead, swinging those legs, so holding onto that wall, that countertop, that chair for support. Left leg first. Bring yourselves back to center, switching sides, right leg. Alrighty, last but not least, let's go ahead, high knees. And what we do in the front, we always got to do in the back, so then kick your butt. Perfect. Shaking it out. Before we get started, I just want to practice our first movement unloaded so we can practice that hip hinge and that good morning without hurting ourselves. So, giving you the side view here, remember, shoulder blades are back and down. Hugging baby up and in, so that belly button is coming towards our spine. Almost as though we're bracing, as if someone's going to punch us in the gut. And that booty is going to come back like we're pushing a car door closed. Back and forward. You'll feel a lengthening in those hamstrings. And as those hips flex and come back out, then extend to return, we should feel it right in those hammies, those glutes. All right, so now that we've got that practiced, first set, you might have guessed it, we're going to grab those bands and we're going to do a banded good morning. So grabbing onto those bands, let's load ourselves up under those feet. Hands are going to come up to shoulder height. And resisting that band on the way down, we're going to fold, flex those hips, and extend, standing back up. For 10, that is our good morning. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, shake it out. Check in on where you felt that. Are you feeling it in those glutes, those hamstrings? Or are you feeling it in your lower back? If you are feeling it in your lower back, I'm going to ask you to do this one unloaded, and we'll work our way back up to loading it just to eliminate the risk of injury. But remember, if you're hugging baby up and in and you're pushing that car door, that is our healthy form. We're not just kind of flopping forward and then arching our back to stand up. We are hinging with those hips. Our hips are going back and forth in a straight line. When you're ready, mama, let's load ourselves back up. Hug that baby up and in, shoulder blades back and down. Good mornings for 10. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, shake it out. Give yourself what you need here. Taking that 30 seconds. Checking in on that form. Practicing hugging baby up and in. Pushing that button, closing that car door with that booty. When you're ready, mama, reach it up. Baby up and in. Fold it down for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Keep that band on the ground while you grab that water. We're going to use it for our next set. And remember, we should be feeling in our booties. It should be nice and warm right now. Giving ourselves that minute. Grab that water. Adjust the thermostat. Check in on our backs, our booties, our lower back. Make sure we're feeling this in all the right spots. And when you're ready, let's go ahead introducing the form. We're going to do a banded single leg RDL, so Romanian deadlift. Starting on the left side, we're going to go ahead and use that right as our kickstand. So straight left leg, right leg's the kickstand, kind of softly on the toe. We're going to resist the band on the way down. Hip comes forward and through. That is 1 rep. 10 on each side. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, putting that band under the right leg. Left leg is our kickstand for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up straight. Give yourself what you need here. 30-second rest. Shake it out. Check in on where you're feeling that. You should feel that right in that booty. Biggest muscle group in our body. Whew. 10 more seconds. Catch that breath. Let's go ahead. When you're ready, get yourself set back up on that left side. All right, hips go out, forward and through. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Standing up straight, switching sides. Oop, don't do what I just did. Placing it under that right foot. Left foot is our kickstand. Coming up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Let it go. Shake it out. Grab that water. Give your body what it needs here. Setting that band on our chair. And we're going to bring the chair into play here. So moving it to the center of the mat if you need. And when you're ready, meet me on this chair. All right, now that we're seated, let's make sure we're seated nice and forward on that chair. Nice and proud. We're not slumping. Nice and tall. And what we're going to do with this band is we're going to take it underneath those thighs. Bring it out. Wrap it around. And we're going to grip it just by the bands crossed across to create a little bit of resistance. And what we're going to do for this working set, we're going to do a 1-minute AMRAP 3 times of bringing those feet out and back in. So that is what we're going to do. A little glute abduction, a little clamshell. Squeezing against those bands. So let's go ahead. 1 minute on the clock. Pulse it out. We should feel it right in those glute medius. Right in that side part of those booties. All the way out. All the way in. Resisting that band. We're not just letting those knees slam back together. A, that would hurt. And B, we're missing out on the eccentric portion of the movement. 30 more seconds of round 1. Ten more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. It should burn. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees together. Let it all go. Grab that water. Give yourself 30 seconds here. Let that lactic acid process. See if you can give yourself a little bit more resistance for the next round. All right, when you're ready, mama, seated forward. Tighten up those bands, knees apart for 1 minute. 7. And remember, an AMRAP is as many reps as possible. So what I do might be less than what you can do, might be more. That is totally fine as long as we're performing these movements with great form and safely. Staying nice and proud. Good posture here. 20 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, let it go. You should really feel it right in those glute medius, right in the side of our legs as we're resisting. Yeah, I don't want you to feel it in those knees. Don't want you to feel it anywhere kind of funky like that, right in those glute medius. This is being generated from where the femur meets the pelvis. That is what is generating this movement. 20 more seconds of this rest. Give yourself a wiggle. Let that lactic acid process. Let's go ahead. Nice and proud. 1 minute on the clock. Let's pulse. Looking down at those legs. Mind-muscle connection. "30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Grab that water. We're going to go ahead and take it to the mat. We're going to finish it off with some glute bridges and frog pumps. All right, we've made it down to our mats. Let's go ahead. We know the drill. We're going to get ourselves started. Hands first, then legs, then back onto our chair. First up here, we're gonna go ahead and do a 1-minute AMRAP of just body weight glute bridges. So going ahead, hugging baby up and in, getting that neutral spine. Remember, there we are. Pressing forward and through those heels, coming up and back down. That is 1 rep. 1 minute on the clock. Let's go ahead. All the way up, all the way down. Remember, we're just pushing that button with those booties. This isn't a lower back exercise. This is a glute and hamstring exercise. Sometimes I need to check back in with my body to make sure I've got that neutral spine. Feel free to do so yourself as well. "30 more seconds of round 1. Burning things out here, so you should feel that lactic acid burn. That's normal. 2, 1, drop it down. Give yourself what you need here. Take that moment, making sure we've got that beautiful right angle between our knees and our ankles. Making sure by doing that, we've got that beautiful pump of the glutes. It's not quad dominant, it's not lower back dominant. Just those glutes. All about the glutes today. Bringing those hands up. Remember, hands first, then feet, then the back. 1 minute on the clock. Find that neutral spine. Let's do it. 1 minute AMRAP of those glute bridges. Checking in on that neutral spine, make sure we've got it. 30 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, booties down. Give yourself what you need here. We have 1 more round of this. Then we have a quick burnout. We're cooling things down. So just checking in, making sure having a strong glute is really what's going to help us if you're dealing with sciatic pain, if you're dealing with low back pain. Oftentimes our body will overcompensate by having that lumbar spine take over. So giving that strong posterior chain, key to pain prevention, fall prevention later in life. All right, when you're ready, hands up, feet up, place that back down. Find that neutral spine. 1 minute on the clock. Five. All the way down, all the way up. You got this. Checking in on that neutral spine. Do you have it? 5, 4. You should have a double chin here. 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Hands first, then the booty. Give yourself a water. We've got 1 more rep here. While you're hydrating, I'm going to go ahead and go over what we're doing. So it's called a frog pump. So kind of the way frogs swim with their goofy legs. We're going to set ourselves up like we're in a glute bridge, but the soles of our feet are going to be glued together. And for 30 seconds, we're doing that glute bridge motion. And the change in joint angle is going to change where that hits in the glutes. It's a fun one. It feels kind of funky, but I promise it's what the bodybuilders use to get those great booties. So let's give it a try. Hands first, then our legs, then our back. And go ahead, press those feet, soles of your feet together. It looks pretty funny. Neutral spine for 30 seconds. Kind of a weird one, I know. Make sure you've got that double chin. "15 seconds. See what I mean here? It's hitting a different angle here. 2, and 1. Drop it down. Hands first, booty. Off that chair. Let's go ahead, grab that water, give yourself what you need here. We'll cool it down from right here. Getting that chair out of our way a little bit. Let's go ahead, get things started, Mama, by Just some great big shoulder circles. Catch your breath here. Switching directions. Let's go ahead and reach those hands together. Across the body. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Dropping those hands down. Let's go left ear to left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Right ear to right shoulder. Reaching that left leg out in front of us. Let's fold across. When you're ready, bring yourself back to center, switching sides. Perfect. Coming up onto our knees, deep lunge position. Right leg behind us. We're stretching out that quadricep for 3 breaths here. Exhale, switching. Left leg is now straight. We're sitting on our heel of our right foot, stretching out that hamstring. Giving ourselves what you need here. When you're ready, let's go ahead, switching sides, lunging forward with the right, pressing forward and through with those hips. When you're ready, exhale, switching sides, folding forward. Almost like the doves, or not the doves, almost like the swans from Swan Lake, folding forward. You're totally fine to have a soft bend in your knee right here. I don't have the most flexible hamstrings, so I find a soft bend helps me. When you're ready, bring yourself back to center. Let's go ahead, great big inhale together. Drop it down. Inhale up. Exhale, drop it down. Last one, let's inhale all the way up. Drop it down. Cheers to yourself. Cheers to your neighbor. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been our 5th ever Hinge workout. Can't wait to see you next time.